Mayor Pete, so good to be able to be here today with you. My name is Reverend Brandan Robertson. I'm a gay Christian pastor here in San Diego, California. And one of the most horrifying things that we've seen so far in this election cycle is the blatant use of the Trump administration of religion in a way that fundamentally contradicts the values of almost every core religious belief in this country. And yet somehow this blatant abuse of religion is working in Trump's favor among some evangelical voters. So beyond all the surface level reasons we can give for why this is happening, I believe that this really shows that there's a genuine fear in the hearts of some conservatives in this country about who we are as Democrats and what we're seeking to do, and Trump is playing on that fear. So I wonder, how do you think that Democrats on the ground and the Biden campaign in general can try to reach out to this demographic, hearing their fears and assuring them that a Biden-Harris presidency will work for the common good of all people, including them?
What a great insight and question, and I think that's the right way to think about it, is to understand that there is fear, and perhaps that fear is rooted in pain for some, and that it needs to be taken seriously, that we can't write anybody off, even if we see them aligning with the politics that we think is repugnant. I do often wonder, as I watch this president wave faith around, what he thinks he's doing to hold a Bible up while violently pushing back protesters who thirst for justice. Begs the question: what if you opened it? To stand in front of the church as scenery for a photo op makes me wonder: shouldn't you be inside? And I think a lot of us, that's the first thing we think of. But of course, this imagery is being used for a reason, and it is part of a political program. To me, the most important consideration is that not all of us are arriving in this public square with the same field of fact behind us. If you spend any time in certain media environments, or even just certain communities that are habitually and for generations have been conservative, then you know that different facts and a different understanding of how the world works is reaching people. And so just that process of encounter itself, which I think is part of what you're describing in your question, is really important. That simple act of reaching out to places where our message might not have been heard. It's one of the reasons why I find it especially useful to go on conservative media. Because I know that I'm reaching voters who won't be predisposed to what I have to say, but also I know that I'll be telling them something they might not have heard all day or indeed at all. We've got to find people where they are. Once we do, we may move them and we may not, but shame on us if we haven't started by reaching out. When we do have somebody's attention, I think the other thing that we can do is to reassure people that nothing's being unfairly taken from them. A basic quality of the human heart is to resist loss. And resisting loss can sometimes morph into resisting change. And resistance to change is, of course, one of the main barriers to justice, whether we're talking about racial or economic justice in this country. And so just letting people know that the other side of what we're trying to do leads to a place that most of us can agree is better than where we are now, rather than allowing them to continue to be told that something will be taken from them.